Hello, welcome to episode number 7 of the series Let's Make an Amiga Game. It is intended for beginners. Of course, it's not that you do not know anything and you pretend that you're going to write a game, but it's not rocket science what I am showing. If you've done something in other languages, you should be able to follow. Of course, 68K is a challenge, and the Amiga is a challenge, the Amiga hardware. But you know, you cannot know everything from the beginning. However, by patience, you'll get there. Actually, I received several messages in this, let's say, long break that I had, nearly a month not streaming, about this series and the other series, the book. Some people do not realize that they need to have patience with assembly. I always get the same questions most of the time. It's, practice, practice, and practice, and eventually you'll get there. Just to mention, I'm grouping them all together because practically they were all related to the same thing. And some people do give up, or they tend to find it difficult, which is true. It is not easy, but if you like it, you'll get there. And because once you achieve something, that achievement is the reward is so big that you will want to do more. And that's the nice thing about assembly. It's difficult, but once you achieve it, it's the reward, the feeling that you have inside of you is a lot better than if you had written the same thing in, I don't know, BASIC, just to mention another language. Anyway, as you know me, I always ask for one thing. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us, and do likes on our YouTube. Of course, besides YouTube, we have Facebook. Follow us there, subscribe there, and like us also there. You can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch, of course, here, and subscribe here. You can also join the Facebook groups that we have. All the links are in the upper right-hand corner. But if you need to get in touch with us, then please join our Discord channel. Normally people go there. We also have a Telegram group, Phaze101, if you want to come there, but most people tend to join the Discord group and write messages there. So if you feel like if you want to ask questions or you want to know something, please right there. I'm not a, although I post a lot on Facebook, it's not that I read all the messages on Facebook or I read them a lot later. So Discord is the right channel. So um, this is episode number 7, I said. However, between episode number 6 and episode number 7, there was another one, which is this one here, which is debugging. So in episode number 6, okay, we had an issue. We had a bug, and I decided to do a separate stream related to debugging. So basically, I do suggest it's something that you need to watch. You don't need to watch it. You don't need to watch it between 6 and 7. You can watch it anytime, and that's why I did it separately, because it's about debugging, and debugging you can need it now, you can need it in the future, whatever. Um, you need to know how to debug your Amiga code, and that's why it is separate. I did solve the issue that we had there, okay, in episode number 6. So if you want to see how I solved it properly, you need to watch the debugging episode. I will say what was the issue, but the way to find it, because it's not an easy bug to find, um, and that's another reason why I decided to do a stream about it. Um, I will explain it. I will show you where it is. But to really know how to find it or find find such an issue, you need to watch that stream. So I'm talking about this one. From the book, I released episode number 23. Okay, those that are on Patreon, they have till episode 45. Tomorrow is episode 46. Of course, I will continue to release the videos of the book here once a week, roughly. Sometimes I skip 1 week or so, depending on how much stuff we are releasing in a week. Because if there's too much, then it becomes like this. I'm spamming people, and people do not like it. So, but normally I try to release one once a week. This episode will be released on YouTube, but not like the others. This is episode from 7 onwards now. They will only be released once I finish the stream. Once I finish the whole series. To be fair, we are more than half of this. We have done more than half of the game. I will remind you, but where we are. But it's not basically you have the framework to do a game. Remember, the sources are downloadable from our Mega. Okay, you can see the sources are here. It's public, you can go and get them. The link is if you type links, I think it should show you the link. As you can see, episode number 6 has part 1 and part 2, because part 2 is when we fixed it with using the debugging, the debugger, or debugging it. Besides YouTube, as I said, we have Facebook. This is our Facebook page. Please like it. Patreon, where I said there is till episode number 45, and there's the quizzes that still need to be released, but episode number 45 of the book is there. Uh, Coffee is the same. Some people prefer coffee than Patreon. This is the Telegram group, and remember there is this page with all the links that can help you, okay, in doing assembly on the Amiga. If you type, I'm trying to remember, exclamation mark commands, gives you all the commands. Of course, I cannot see them because I am the. But if one of you types it, it should gives you the commands, and then there you should be able to. I think it's book page. You should be able to get the link to the book page. If you come to Discord, you get this link anyway. It has all the links and useful links to learn Amiga assembly. This is the game we are writing. We are doing this is game design document for it. Today, actually, we have some special things related to it, which I will cover in a minute. I should let me see if I can show it, because this is something that I should have, but no, I don't. So if you remember this game, we are doing it based on a game that was for the Commodore 64. Let me see if I find it. If you give me, well, you give me, I can, but I'm asking for permission to find it. uh, let's see if I find it. It's funny when you need something, you don't find it, no? So yeah, I found it. So Vice, and let's start our game. So what we are building is a game similar to this one. Apologies, I need to move my joystick. Actually, I don't need to use joystick. We can use keyboard, ADS. So the aim of the game is to avoid the obstacles coming towards you. The only issue is that if you stay in the middle for a long period of time, you die. So, and it's also faster when you are in the middle. It's free fall, basically. So it's a very simple game. Oops. So this is, you do it till the energy goes to zero, basically. So if I leave it in the middle, you're going to see that it dies. Okay? So when I saw this game, I said, okay, this is a nice game to teach somebody to do games for the Amiga. And that's what we are doing. Ignore that it's in Italian. It doesn't matter. Thanks to Massimo Bonucci for allowing me to do his own game on the Amiga. So, enough about all this, and let's talk about what was the issue. So, the problem that we had in the last, in episode 6, which I showed how to debug it and find the issue using the debugger, was related to, where is it? Let's find it like this. Yeah, was because of this number. Okay, I had 5 instead of 6. What happened is that since we are writing code for a 68K CPU, not 68020 or 30, but 68,000, pure 68,000. Okay, I was passing uh, an odd address to 80. Okay, so eventually, of course, that causes a CPU jam, whatever, trap, guru. It causes a guru basically, and that's the issue. It was in 2 places, not just so to make it even worse, it was in 2 places. So it was here in our populate enemy table, and in update enemy screen. I also had it there. You cannot ask this 68,000 to uh, do something on an odd register, or odd address, sorry. So that's the main reason why it was crashing. How we found the bug? It's quite, as I said, it's quite visible on on the debugging video or stream that I did. Now, in the last, I would say, 3 weeks or so, okay, a friend of mine, Dockster, okay, who is part of Megastyle demo group or group, asked his GFX artist to or their GFX artist to help me out in the graphics for the game. And actually, he sent me some cool stuff that I am going to show you, which we will try to implement in our game today. So let me show you what he did. So he sent me more than one background, and then I decide which one for the game. Okay, so we have 3 types of backgrounds. Okay, bright, green UI, but darker. Sorry, darker but green UI, and darker blue UI. So we will try them all and see which one fits best in the game. Also, he did. Where are they? The sprites. He sent me more sprites, okay, to include in our game. Hence, we'll try also to import these into our game. But first, let's start with the background. So, I have already imported one of them, actually, and I can show you what a difference this makes. Oh, I started debug mode. So we should see a bit our game differently. So okay, the graphics are not, I mean, the old, because I still have the old sprites. um, I kept everything as it was. I just changed the background, but you can see that it's already a change to what we had, and it does help having somebody that knows how to do the GFX. So let's try all three of them and have a copy of each one of them, and we change from one to the other, and then we can uh, see which one is good. So the first thing we need to do is load them, and I need, so that is our screen, one of them. This one is darker blue. So, and we will save it. So I'm using promotion, okay? I should, so for those that, this is from Cosmico promotion. There's a free version of it. I have the license version for it, but you can, it's very good for pixel art, especially for the Amiga, in the way it saves things. There is also, of course, most of you know Sprite or ASC Sprite. Let's put it this way, because I do not know how I should pronounce it. Um, uh, but it doesn't save IFF. But anyway, it doesn't matter. You can use something else to convert into IFF, while this one does. And this is why I like it. Also, it's much more for the Amiga, I think. It's has certain features that makes it more for the Amiga. Anyway, let's try to convert these. Now for this, I will need my own Amiga. Instead of saving it, I'm going to use Personal Paint, because as it will be the thing will take me longer. I'm just going to take a shortcut. I'm going to use Personal Paint, load. Actually, I need to save them as PNGs. I can save them as IFF because I only have the PMP version of them. So save images, and save it with the same file name. So that's one. This is number two. And we have number four, number three. You see, this is a lot brighter. Yeah, I need to say image file save as and IFF. So we should have, let me see that I saved them all properly. File save as, where did it save them? Yeah. I'm only seeing 2. Nothing. Windows needed a refresh. Okay, so we have them all there now. Okay, so I saved them as IFF. We can start my Amiga. Now the thing is, I need to copy them in. Actually, no, because it's able to see this drive where they are. Okay, so not an issue. They are in here. So let's. There you go. I changed something that is. I need to check why it is taking so long to start. Anyway, so let's load our image, and that is in. I think in this, yeah, in here. GFX Robert. Okay, so the first one we have is the. Where is the green one? I only see 3 IFF files. Blue, darker. Okay, let's do the blue one. I think I didn't save one. So it's saying it's 320 by 256 and 256 colors. This is something that is annoying. Most tools do not think about OCS but think about AGA. So what I mean by that is that promotion saves in 256 colors, not in even though you tell it you're using 16 colors, like in our case, it still saves in 256 colors. So you need to change the image format here and make it 16 colors. This is why I always prefer to load them on the Amiga and then process it. Still takes its time in the Amiga, even though it's a fast one. So we are changing the format of it, and then we save it in IFF in the proper way, 16 colors, so that we can convert it into RAW. So now, save image. Now, one thing I don't like having long file names. The Amiga tends to run out of it, or doesn't like it always. So I'm just going to say background. And do that. Also, it's still long for me, so this I will make it BRB. darker blue IFF. So we have one. Let's load the other one. And the other one is brighter. So you see, also, it's difficult to know which one it is. You don't have a horizontal scroll bar, you only have vertical one. So having such long file names, you would not know which one it is. However, you can come here and so that is not what we want. Not what we want. That's for sure not. You're going to encounter this issue, okay? When you save something, you think you can use long file names and spaces and all that stuff, and then the Amiga will tell you, yeah, go and use them somewhere else on an OS that understands better or is more friendly. I'm not saying that the Amiga is not friendly, because for me it is, but you know, this is the darker one. We need to find the bright. That's the PMP. Okay, because it's annoying me. Let's rename it in DOS. We can do that. So the brighter. Ah, it starts with PMP. Okay, hold on. Then it's easy to find it. It must be this. There you go. Use current format. Oh, hi, Silveret. No, of course, yes, it will work. Silveret, it will work on FSUAE, but it's not because um, uh, it has something special. The F in the extension, FSUAE is configured for a 68020. A 68020 can read odd addresses. That is why it will work. In WinUAE, it won't work. Yeah, you need to know these things. That is why, um, unfortunately, the extension doesn't have. So what happened is, I can give you a bit of history on this. When version 1.0 was released, Paul needed an A1200 and then A500 configured, but configuring all the machines with all the options takes a lot of time. So he said, okay, let's do WinUAE A500, and then let's do FSUAE A1200. And that is the difference between them. This will change eventually. Eventually, you will get an A500 and an A1200 config. But you need to know that there's this difference between them. So yeah, if I had to use FSUAE, it would have worked, and I would have never found that bug. But well, I would have found it when I ran it on a standard Amiga A500. But yeah, Yes, on address registers it could read uh, all the addresses, while the 68,000 cannot. Actually, that's a good point what you made. A very very good point what you just mentioned. So let's change this also. Let's do background brighter IFF. Okay. So now we did brighter, dark blue. We don't have the green one, so I need to start the green one again. So I didn't save the green one for some reason. So let's do the green one. This is the green one. Let's save it. You see, I didn't do the green one here. It's not there. Yeah, when we do in the book, when I cover, I think it's the next chapter after the blitter, I will go through the different things that the CPU have between them. I mean, 68,000, 68020, and 30, I think the book covers. And I will say what to look out for. So now the green one, and the green one was game set. Come on, where is the green one? What am I missing? I I'm just doing something wrong again. This green one doesn't want to work, or I don't know. File, save as, game set is coming as darker. Why is it taking that name when it is, that is strange. Background green. That's why I was not finding it. Let's see that it is there now. Yeah. So now this you need to tell it to read again. Background green. There you go. 16 colors. Now I'm noticing something. The colors of the sprites, we do not have them here. It would have been better if they were with the image, but we don't have them. Okay, so this is the green one now. So with the sprites, we might have some issues in relation to the colors. So let's do one thing, and we save it. I can save it on top of it, doesn't matter. Yeah, overwrite it. Okay, so now I have 3 images that are properly, let's say, recognizable by the Amiga. I'm just going to check. The first episode, so Sundance. First of all, welcome to the stream. Secondly, yes, the first 6 episodes. This is episode number 7. Actually, the first 6 episodes and the debugging episode are all on YouTube. So you can find them there. The first 2 episodes of the series was more about the setup, and actually the game development started in the third one. The first 2 was more getting a screen and showing things more than anything else. Um, it is for beginners, but if you know nothing, you might find it a bit hard. So I'm doing this based on the book that I am streaming every weekend, Saturday in Italian and Sunday in English. Um, it depends how much patience you have and all that stuff. You need patience for assembly. So um, if you have the patience, then you will get somewhere. Let's put it this way. I mean, even if you follow it and you don't understand everything, you get bits and pieces, eventually they will start making sense. So, yeah. When you can get my attention, guys, by sending an alert, okay? Like, hey, listen, or something like that, just in case I miss something in relation to um, what you post. So we have 3 images now. Just to make you aware also, Sundance, from this episode onwards, they will not be on YouTube. Well, let me correct myself. They will be on YouTube, but when I finish the series now. The first 6, I did them while I was doing the series, but because I need to give something to the Patreons back, I am splitting it, and I will, you know, I give these streams, I make them available to the Patreons first, and then make them to the public. But they will be public eventually. So yes, we have done more than half of the game. So it's not that it's going to be a very, very long series. Anyway, it's a simple game. So we have 3 images: background brighter, background darker blue, and background green. Uh, for Good question. I need to check. I think the silver one is enough because the gold one, yeah, you silver one, you should be fine. but up to you. There are I do not want to advertise, okay? I'm not here to, but in gold, you get access to code that I do not share basically with anyone, not even on my streams. That's one of the things. Also, you get access to, let's say, if we are making a game or something like that, you get access to these things. I mean, commercial games, not like this. In fact, even demos, if you are on the gold one, you just reminded me that on the gold one I shared the I shared demo code. Anyway, but please come to the Discord, and any questions that I'm happy. It's irrelevant whether you go on Patreon or not. I'm still happy to help. Um, whatever you are stuck, or you need help, or you need the help, or you need a hand in. So yeah. So let's use the next tool now. The next tool is IFF, AGA to IFF. So in my tools, GFX tools, I have AGA IFF2. So I run this. Now, this little tool, I cannot unfortunately make this bigger. Maybe I can make the emulator bigger. Let's see. Hopefully this is better. You'll be able to see it. Oops. I clicked outside the window. So AGA to IFF. Okay, make sure you get, because there are lots of versions of it, make sure that you get the latest one, version 2.9. Okay, you can convert an IFF image into RAW. Now, you can load an IFF image into your code, into your assembly code, but you need to have routines written that read IFF files. We do not need to go into that complexity, okay? We can, if we convert them into RAW, we should be able to display them like what we have seen in the book, okay? If you are writing a game that doesn't fit in the memory of the Amiga, then normally you do that. But we are not even, our game is so small that we don't even need to worry about this. Okay, so this is basic what I'm showing here. Might look, a lot, but actually it's very basic things what I'm showing here. So let's load the first image. So you click on load, we go where the files, where our files are, and we load the first one, background brighter IFF. Okay, and it loaded our image. Now, right mouse button to go back. You saw it, so you can go back. Now, before we save it, okay, you can see it showed us that it's the range is from 00 to 319 by 255, so 320 by 256 basically the image. We need to change from IFF to raw standard. Okay, there's lots of format options, okay, but raw standard is what we need. Okay, then we need to tell it that we want to save the colors with the image. Okay, the default is no colors. So, and we need to save them at the end of the image, so bottom. And we're also telling it that it needs to be a file, okay? And that we are using OCS. OCS is 12-bit, okay? So those are the options. Then we tell it save. Now it's going to prompt us for a file name. We go to the same, unfortunately, it doesn't remember where we were. So I need to go back to where we were. Okay. We had background brighter.iff. Now, first of all, we change the extension to raw to remember that it's raw. Okay. And I have the habit of doing this. So this is background, so I'm going to do PG. Brighter, we can say PR. But then I have the habit of saying the size because raw doesn't have any information with it. So uh, you need to remember what is the size, what parameters you gave it. And do not use star, okay? You need to use X, okay? 320 by 256 because the Amiga will let you save a file with a star. For the Amiga, star means nothing, but remember we're running in the emulator. For DOS or for Windows, star means a lot of things. So do not use star. And then the image was 16 colors. And to make sure that it is colors, I use the letter C. Okay? And we know this is the background bright, and we save it. We do the same for the others, okay? So load the IFF file. We do the dark blue now. And we save it. The settings are still the same. And now we do, it was dark blue, no? Dark underscore blue. And we save that as raw. And we saved it. We do the same thing for the third image. So we did the bright, the blue, and we need the green. Okay. And we save that too. And now we say green here. And we have our images saved as raw. And I'm going to make sure that I have raw images. Yeah. Okay. We have 3 images which are raw. Now, this is where we need to think a bit. So, I told you I'm going to load Personal Paint again. We have sprites. Hopefully it will load. This is really annoying that it's taking so long to load. So let's load our sprites. Hopefully I did save it as IF. I did not save it as IFF, I think. Yeah. Let me check. So no, I did not. So let's load it before I even start. That is our sprite sheet. Now this has got some fiddling to do, so it's not easy. Save it, and let's save it as IFF. And I'm going to call it. Let's do that. Not JPEG, IFF. Okay, so let's load it. And game sprites IFF. Now this is 48 by 80 256 colors. So let's use that. But we need, you see that we have 32 colors. Okay, we need to change the format again. And we need to make it colors because the sprites use from color 16 onwards. Okay, and notice it changed the image, okay, to 320 by 200. Now this is a problem that we are going to have when you're GFX artist. Okay, this is quite a challenge, okay, but I'm going to explain to you what happens. So because the Amiga doesn't know, let's load it again. The Amiga cannot handle resolution so small. Okay, no, it's not that it cannot handle it, but its tools were not made to deal with 48 by, I do not know how tall it is. Okay, so it's difficult. So it tries to change it to 320 by 200 or 256. What would have been better, okay, if the images were saved one next to each other? Okay, it would have been easy then to crop them. So this is something that if you have a GFX artist, he will just know, you know, um, drawing things. He would not know what is the best for you of how to handle it. So basically, we need to make some adjustments to this image um, to be able to use the sprites. And this involves quite a bit of work, I have to say, which I am going to skip for now, and I'm going to live with the current sprites that I have. The reason why is I I do not want to spend the whole stream just talking about GFX. I'd like to do some coding too, and it would be too much about GFX. So I prefer to maybe handle it next week instead of handling everything today. So as you can see, I can tell it to be 80. No, not the screen can be 220 by 200, but the image is 80. Sorry, 48 by 80, I believe. No. Let's see. 5. Yeah, by 80. It's still notice that it still changed it for some reason. So let's accept what it's doing and then see what's going to happen. So if you press F9, I believe, and then F10, you see the image, and it's loaded in the upper right hand corner, of course. So we can save this. We can save it as IFF of 32 colors. As you can see, we have 32 colors. I'm not going to do the conversion, but I'm just showing you this part where it can be of an issue. Then we can convert the whole image as raw. Okay, so if we load it, um, sprites, you see it still took 320 by 200. Okay, we can make it smaller. So now we can, because we are going to do raw. So 48 by 80. And we save it. And this time we have sprites. We still haven't really converted anything. We're just having an image with the sprites. For sprites, we need to do more than this. And that's why I said it's a bit of a challenge. So, especially for a beginner, by 80. and 32 colors. Remember, sprites use only the last 16 if we have 32. And for today, that's enough what we did for sprites. I will continue sometime next week. Well, next Friday, today week. So let's see if what we did is okay. I can minimize my Amiga and we should see all the files because I was saving them here. We should see them all here. Now I should organize a bit here. I should create new folder and call it let's say promotion, and anything that is PMP goes up there. Then we can create another one for IFF. And anything that is that should be under Robert. And then anything that is IFF, it created also the .inf files, but it's alright. What else we have? My mistake. Oh. We only need raw files, no? Do we have more? No. So we have the raw files here. Okay, the background blue, dark blue, and green. So we can try these. So I will organize this better, but for now it passes. Yeah. Okay, so the game screen is down here. Okay, I'm just going to. So we were using that one. We will copy it. And then we will enable each one of them. Okay. So first one is BGBR. .320 by 256 by 16C. Okay. Then we have the same thing in a way. but blue. So this is tr underscore bn. And the last one is the green one, no? pggr. Okay, so now we just need to enable each one of them. Hopefully it will not complain and run and show us we can see each one of them. So what didn't find the file. So of course there is, in this case there is Robert. So one of them is Robert. Let's run it again. Still GFX Robert. I do not have 01. Okay, run again. Okay, now it's fine. So let's see which one looks best from all these. Of course, these are the old sprites. We still have these sprites here. They are brighter, so they are quite visible. So this was the background bright. I assume that was bright blue. That's what he means. So let's change that and let's do this. One of them is going to win. Okay, this is darker. The sprites are quite visible, but Mr. Pooh is a bit dark. Maybe we can brighten him up. Okay. So last one. By the way, I'm saving each time. This looks, at least in my eyes, this looks a lot better. Yeah, this looks better in my eyes. I don't know what you guys think, but for me this looks better. I can always change the color of Mr. Pooh. That's okay. We can make him with a brighter color. Actually, because it's a sprite, no? We can make that brown brighter. Um, that's this color. So let's make him brighter. Yeah, yeah. Now let's run it. Yeah, it's a lot brighter. It's visible now. Yeah, that makes. I think this is the best option from all. What you think, guys? Any suggestions are welcome. Maybe we should try the others too now because uh, now it looks also not bad. This one because I changed the color of Mr. Pooh. Hmm. What we can do is we can give it levels and then we change the image because to be honest, the image is the same. It's the colors that change, so we can just change the colors. You see, this one is too bright in the background, I think. And the original one, yeah, dark blue. Yeah, I think so. This is the original one. This is the first version. It's doesn't look right. Let me make it bigger. It I think I agree with you, Silveret. Um, the this one is the best one. But what we can do, and remember, it's the same image, so the image is not changing. The colors are changing. What we can do is change the color as you progress in the level in the game. Yeah, this is. I think this is much more nicer. I think it looks more vivid in my opinion. Okay, so we've done the background, but there's something that is annoying me as soon as I run the game. There's something which is I'm going to run it and show you what I mean. Which I'd like to sort out today, if possible. Normally my streams are 2 hours, but I will do a little bit more just to change it. So what is annoying me is the HUD. Okay, we need to populate it and have something there. And the reason why we have nothing is because we have a print routine which we tested and we have Phaze101 written there, but the print routine is very limited of what it can do. So what we will do is enhance the print routine. So guys, the extension helps you. Yeah, I'm scrolling, but I shouldn't be doing that. I should find print. I should have print routine. Okay, and PrintInfo, there it is, and it takes me there. So use this. You can also scroll here, but when the code gets long, you will need this. In future, in a future lesson, we will. Right now, it's one file, and it is annoying me that it is one file, but I do not want to confuse you. That's why I am still using one file. Eventually, I'm going to divide. Um, to what do you refer? How do you turn on the outline? This one. It comes when you install the extension. So basically, it starts finding your routines and it starts highlighting them there. If you install the extension, um, you need this extension, okay? Amiga assembly in Visual Code. I have various other extensions, okay? For example, these spaces to know that I have a tab there, okay? I'm using this extension, indent rainbow, okay? It does that job. I have another extension, which is this one, 68 count, which if I want to know how much an instruction is taking space, let's say, I believe I did Control Alt C. There you go. I gave it a key, and it tells me what are the cycles, how much cycles and each instruction is taking. Okay, so cycles and bytes basically. So I have quite a number of extensions. I mean, this one I like, the hex dump. Sometimes let's say I show you, let's say we did the raw file of the sprites, no? Um, where did we say the raw file of the sprites? This is it. If I click on it and to show hex dump, I can see the sprites. It's quite handy when you have it. For GFX maybe it's not so evident, but for other things it's quite handy to see it. So I have that extension. What else? What other useful extensions do I have? Of course, I have GitHub to. This is to compare brackets, but it's not really for the Amiga. It's not that the end of the world. Um, I have the to do, so that I can add tasks of what needs to be done to the project. Basically that, and then I have others which are switched off, but they are because I code also on 6502, so I switch between 68000 and 6502, and I switch to even C, but mostly 6502. So I switch between this one and the Amiga one because they do not like each other together. Even the C one doesn't like the Amiga one, even though it's for the Amiga. They clash on the debugger, so you need to switch them off. Anyway, um, so the print, this is our simple print routine. It reads, it gets some text, which is our here text, okay? There's only Phaze101, as you can see, and it prints it, just prints it to the screen. Now, for this routine to work, what I have in mind, we need to prepare some stuff for it. And I'm going to explain what I need. What I mean, we need some constants defined. I like to work with constants, so we will need this. So here we have all the constants related to the screen. So now we need all the constants related to the print uh, print to the screen, basic print. Let's leave it print or PrintInfo so that we know it's related to that routine. What do we need? Okay, the first thing we need is how many bytes there are on a single line. So let's call it line bytes, and that is the screen width, okay, which we have, over 8. That's the first one. I will tell you why we need them in a minute, but we will need also the font size, and you can, I will show you if we go again to the print info routine. We are loading a font called nice font, okay, and that is an 8 by 8. So we need that too. So this, let's do it under, because we might use it for other stuff, font size. So we need one width, and it is 8, and okay, now this goes here. What I'm going to do, we need, when we did 320, you know, when we did the line bytes, screen width over 8, okay, to get the number of bytes, that is one raster line in a way, but our font is height, the height of it is 8. So we need what is, if we had to print one character, let's say we are on column 39, okay, because we can only have 40, and then we need to move to the next line because our font is 8 pixels high. We need to make sure that we move from there, skip 8 raster lines, let's say that, or 8 pixels, 8 lines, and move there. So that is okay. What is one? What shall we call it? Row? Yeah, row of characters. What is the next row of characters? Next character row. Yeah, next character row. That should be line bytes times font height. No, now I think the assembler will not like it. By the way, do not leave spaces between these. Some assemblers like it, some assemblers don't. I tend not to leave because it might cause you issues. I'm not sure if it will give me an error because this is further down. So maybe I will need to move font size up. I think it's better if I do that. So like that it knows what is the font height, the value of it. So what else we need? Because let me run the game and I show you what I'm after. So when we want to start printing, okay, to the screen, when we print the first letter, it will appear here if we don't tell it where we want. But we want to print in this area now where our heart is. So that's an offset from the screen. And I happen to know what is the starting position of this one. Okay, so we need to tell it what is the offset from the beginning of the line. Okay, hence to print let's say the first character is going to be here, okay, before the letter P, okay, because I'm skipping one there. That means it is character position number 31, I believe. It should be position 31 because this is 32. We arrived till 38, 39. Yeah, because we start from 0. So yeah, this is 31. So we need the offset. Okay. Start row offset. And this has to be I'm going to do it 31. I'm pretty sure I am right, but it could be that the first letter doesn't come uh, in the right position. But let's see when we hit that. I think that's all what I need for the PrintInfo routine. So that is in terms of constants. Now this should not be here, the data. Okay. Look, it is 31. Look, to print phase 101, I added this to it. So it is 31. Forgot. So this one needs to move from here. Okay, so it's data and it should be with the data, not living there. So let's find our tables here. Yeah. And we are going to, anything that is related to the HUD will go here now. And shall we leave it text message, because it will not be anymore a text message, but it will be a lot more than that. Let's name it hot text. It is not a message. And one of the first things that I want to do is to specify a line number. Let's say I want this in line number 1. And also I want to specify when it's end of line and when the text has finished. So I want to use the opposite now. So FE, it's end of line, and FF when it finishes. Now I'm going to be ridiculous now, but I'm just going to do 3 or 4 lines, okay? And for now it will just be the text, and we call it, this is line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4. We only have 10 characters in the HUD, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, perfect. Okay, for now leave it 10, but okay, let's see what's going to happen. I'm not sure the font has got the dash, so I'm going to do a space, because else we might see funny things. Okay, so, and let's comment this, because now this is hot data, which we already said there, but actually this is meaning hot message, not message, hot text meaning. So first of all, we need to say that we have a line number, then text, some text, then $FE, let's do this, then $FE equals end of line. Remember, we do not need to use OA and stuff like that, like in ASCII. We can use whatever we like. And if we encounter FF, we know we have finished from whatever we have, whatever we want to print. Because this routine, we're going to use it to move things and print things to the screen now. So it will print the normal hard text, but then let's say we want to print the score. It will print the score and we tell it where to go to print the score, basically. This is what I mean by changing it. End of text. So let's go to the print routine, PrintInfo routine. Now I better open the Windows. So we need, where did I specify the text? Yeah. So first of all, we need to change this one. So this needs to be um, and that is in our same, so we can use PC. Now this is before we were doing a check, but that is for FF only. So that is going to change because we will loop and check for FE first of all. So actually, let's forget the loop. Let's do one part which should be fine. So what did we name? I believe I already said it, but what did we name where we load our bit plane? Raw data, it's here. So copy it. So here we need to do LEA. Now this is in a different zone. I cannot use PC. Different section. So and use A3. We need to know on which line we are. Thanks, Calvega, for following. We are writing a simple game for the Amiga. So if you want to learn 68,000, I don't know. I didn't notice if you were following before, so I don't know if you just joined or not. But yeah, this is episode number 7. The first 6 are on YouTube, and also there's another episode which is the debugging, how to use the debugger of the extension, which is also on YouTube. So the next thing that we need to do is, let's say we are online, okay, let's say, because we divided the screen now with the height of our font and the width. which is 8 by 8. So imagine a screen like the Commodore 64, 40 by 25, no rows. That's what we have. Okay, well, a bit more because we have 256 lines, not 200. So let's say we want to print on line, I don't know, 10. To print on line 10, we need to go down a certain number of lines, no, a certain number of pixels. To do that, we need to multiply 10 by the size of a row, which we did. We created a constant for it, and I forgot what I named it, but constants are at the top. So we created this. Okay, so if we multiply, but I'm missing something here. Multiply, because multiply with what? Okay, multiply next row, next character row. So I know that I need to do this next char row, but I should have something in one of the data registers, which I do not have right now. So what we forgot to do is we need, actually, no, it is here. It is this. These two. We already have it. It's there. We read the character. We read it. So we clear the two. Then we read the character. In this case, it will be whatever we said in the hot text. Okay. Whatever line, it will be line number 1. So then that means I need to multiply that by the 2. Now, something that is, ticking in my head. I'm going to create this small routine that calculates where we need to be on the screen. You can create a faster way. You can do this in a faster way by creating a table. But the table will take, for each line, where each line is, will take a certain amount of memory. Okay, so if you create a table, you will be faster, because multiply takes much more processing, more cycles. Hi, Rams Ramsayat, Ramsayart. Thanks for the follow. So basically, we are doing a simple Amiga game. You can see the first 6 episodes on YouTube. And this is episode number 7, but in between there's another episode which is related to debugging, if you want to learn how to debug Amiga code using the extension. They're all on our website. You can see our website. All our links are on the upper right hand corner. But if you need any help, please do come on Discord. I'm more than happy to help. So I was saying, by the way, normally I stream 68,000 code. Okay, sometimes I do 6502, but normally it is 68,000 Amiga coding. So basically, if you, instead of using a table, you create a routine like what I am doing, you might be, wasting cycles. I mean, for our game, doesn't matter, but you can have situations where it does. So then you will either you have to decide, there's always sometimes to optimize, you either lose memory and you optimize, you get faster code, or sometimes you don't have faster code, but you save memory. So it depends. Many times you cannot have both. At least this is what I learned. Anyway, most people tend to go for the faster route, but it's not always the best thing. It depends what you're trying to do. So now that we have something in the tool, we can, so the tool has the offset from the game screen bit plane. So we need to add that to A3. So add.long and D2, D3, A3. Sorry. Now we need to add the offset. Remember, I told you we print from number 31, no? So we need to print, we need to add that offset. And what did we call the offset? Here it is, start row offset. So we need to know another addition. To A3. So now we, like this, we know when we are where we are starting on the line. Now here is where we need to be more. Here we're checking for end of text. Here we are checking end of line, because before I think it was at 0 end of line. Trying to think why we had 0 before. So somewhere we need to loop here. And the reason why is if we have FE, we go back here and read the next character, basically. That's what I'm saying. So we still need to clear D2. And still need to read D2. So although I cut and copy paste them from, I still need them down here again. So we read the next character, because here we read the line and we set A3. So now we read the next character, and the next character is it FF? If it's FF, then we exit. That's correct. But now we need to check for FE. So FE, FE, end of line. But if it's end of line, we do not exit, we loop. Yeah, we'll read the next line. So yeah, read next line. And if we read the next line, that means we need to jump up here. Read next line. Guys, if you have any questions why I am doing this, please ask, or if I'm not clear, let me know. I'm happy to explain, and also you can come to Discord if there's something that you want to understand better. So far so good, our routine. Now we had test. This I think needs to be, to go. We do not have it like that anymore. So let me comment it before I say it needs to go. Let's comment it. Okay, and now we also need, so this part I know is correct here because printing the font is still the same. And this one we do not need because we are not jumping there anymore. What I am not sure about is here. Do we need this? Screen is 40 bytes long, hold the column to the next. No, because now we are calculating that. What did I read it exactly? Screen is 40 bytes wide and the font is 8 bytes high. Yeah. Hold the column on the screen, holds the column on the screen, or where we are on the current line. Hence, reset it to 1. Since we are starting, yeah, but now we do not need to do that. First character on the line, yeah. So I think we do not need neither this. This is what we had before. We do not need this. Then this we need. This for sure we need because this is where we calculate the font, which one we need, and then we print it. But this time we know A3, so even this one, A3 is already calculated, so we do not need to move that. This is correct. Then here also we need to change things. We need to add 1 to A3 and nothing else. So I'm just going to, in case my reasoning is wrong. In a way, the routine became shorter. Of course, it's going to look neater once I remove all this stuff. We do not need that. Now, we need to jump PrintInfo. Where do we have PrintInfo? Did I remove it? This should be next character. This should jump because we printed it. But that is next line. Because this is next line. Next character is here. So dot next character. So we are on the same line now, and we are printing the whole line. So that is next character. So this should be next character. So we still exit when okay, so that is still valid. We do not need this, definitely, and we do not need this. Let's comment them to make sure that we do not need them. I think we are fine. As if it runs, I am just going to delete those, of course. So oh, it's assembled. Okay, let's see. Ooh, definitely I have something wrong. There you go. Okay. Hold on. I think I know what we have wrong, though it's not related to the print routine. It's where the print routine is. No, it's okay. It's only printed once. Okay, so we have something in our code. So let's see my reasoning. This I need to change it to LEA. Makes more sense. Then we read the first character. This is the line. We read the line. If we bring it back so that we can see it, we are reading this value. Okay, so we know what that value is. Now, because we know it's line 1, we need to that should be immediate. That was the mistake. Stupid bug. Stupid mistake. You forgot the hash. So let's see. That's why it went haywire. Yeah, And okay, it's not clear, but you can see Phaze101 more than once written there. Now we are actually, maybe that should be 30, not 31. Okay, so remember when we defined, yeah, it is actually 30, not 31, because we start from 0. So this one, start of row address, it's 30. So now, if we run it again, we should see them. They are not. I will tell you why in a minute. Why that color. But for now, it's fine. We can change that color. You see now they start here. Of course, this is line 0 and this is line 1. Okay, and we said 1, 2, 3. If we had to, and you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. If we had to let's separate them, okay, to see if we are because they are one next to each other. No, let's separate them. Let's say line 1, line 5, line 10, and line 15. Okay, so now we should see them. It's difficult to see. I will change a bit the color maybe if I can. It might affect the image, but I'm going to change a bit the color. After we set the color, where is it? We do move.word um, let's do it white. And where is our copy list color? So the colors, they are here. Of course, we are overwriting them when we load the image, but I'm going to overwrite what the image does by writing something here in 182, because that's where. So I'm going to do this, different constant word, and let's give it color 01. Okay, so save it and let's see. Oops. Ah, of course. I need to specify color the address. Yeah. Yeah, you can see I changed the color and you can see them here, but it's still because of the colors of the image, the letters are not actually. It should be color 1 if I'm writing on bit plane 1. So if I'm writing on bit plane 1, it should be color 1. So am I writing on bit plane 1? That's my question now. So PrintInfo. So this one, game screen bit planes. That should be at the end. Game screen bit planes, and that should be bit plane 1 because I am not adding anything to it, right? I'm not anything. Yeah, I'm adding the offset, the row, but I should be writing in bit plane. Hold on. Yes, we are writing from A2 to A3. Okay, so all these, first of all, I can remove them. So the routine looks neater now. We know it's doing the job. We do not need this for sure. So font stays there, okay. Mm. I'm passing the address to A3. That should be fine. What I'm missing to have, of course. Yeah, okay. So what's happening is I'm actually writing to bit plane 1, but even though I'm writing to bit plane 1, it depends what's below it, no? So if bit plane 2 there's a color set where the colors are, I mean it changes colors. So what we need to do, so what I did that was useless basically. Where was it? I need to remove what I did. This we do not need to do it. We need to find out which color is that blue. Or let's say what color is number 8. To do that, we need the image. So we have the dark blue. So this blue is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You see, I'm getting this color because I'm writing on bit plane 1 thinking it will be white, but it depends what I get. So what there is under it now, or what is under the bit plane. So what color can I get if I write on this? No. If I write 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. what we can do is I'm going to take that and add it for now. I'm not happy with it, but it can. We do plus and let's experiment. Bit plane size for now times 1. So we go to the second bit plane and see what color we get to see it better. Okay, that's what I'm trying to do to be more visible instead of me playing with the colors. So we get that color if we go, but you see when it merges with the other colors, it turns to black. Anyway, we are, as you can see, 1, 5, 10, 15. We are there. Okay. Let's do 2. Let's see what we get with 2. The one which is more visible. So now we are on the third bit plane. We got the black. Um, this is the last one that we can go. Let's see. Nah. So none of the color combinations will work on the panel here. So that is something that we will need to deal with. It's because, if you write on bit plane 1, which we were doing, I mean, we have 16 colors. You don't, in where the blue is, is, as you saw, is in bit plane 4 basically, and bit plane 3 and bit plane 2. So then by writing there, you are actually changing the you're changing the bits that form the color. Now, so to see blue, we have 4 bit planes, one on top of each other, and we get the blue. But once we write there, that blue is changed to something else because we have written uh, and changed the way the color will look. So that is something that we will need to deal with. Anyway, I think uh, to be fair, I haven't finished. Not I haven't finished. Actually, I finished the routine, but now we will need to make the hut much more organized, much more, um, let's say, that makes sense. No, we just have Phaze101 written there, so we need to arrange a layout, have a layout that we can write there, and we can um, see things much more clearer to the screen on the screen. So I'm going to stop here for this stream. This is much more than what I normally do. Normally it's just 2 hours, but I did 2 hours and a half, which is fine. and we'll continue next week. Next week, I'll try. So we have two problems to solve. One is the HUD, um, which is the colors and also printing on the HUD. And two is the sprites, to import the sprites um, into our game, basically. So guys, thank you very much. Hope you have a lovely week, lovely weekend, and see you next week. Remember to join Discord if you need any help. See you guys. Bye bye.